Well, hello. First time filming with my iPhone. Usually I've had my laptop just here on the table. But anyways, I've been asked quite a few questions about what gear I'm using at home when I record and when I've done those videos that I've done, and what gear I use live. Well, nowadays it's basically or exactly the same what I use live, because with Cyhra we're not using any cabinets or real tube amps on stage, but instead we are using this kind of stuff that I have here. Well, first, this is probably my favorite. I got it just before our debut show in Helsinki at the Nosturi venue, but we had some technical problems, etc. during the sound check, and the time was quite limited, so I didn't have time to check it out. But here it is now. It's the brand new Seymour Duncan Power Stage 700, and what's cool about this is that it has a cabinet simulator also, which I'm using now only. So I go from my pedal board, which is I will put a link where I explain this pedal board, but basically all my sounds are coming from my board. So the clean sound is like, and then when I hit my Friedman, I have this really AC/DC sound. Then my MXR GTOD. So that's my basic rhythm sound. So yeah, now the power stage is on, and what's cool about this is an actual amplifier, and it reacts surprisingly close as you would play with a tube amp, although this is a transistor amp, 700 watts. So it has a speaker output, so I can drive two cabinets with this if I want, and especially on a big like outdoor festival stages, I might use the cabinets just to get that low end thumb, the air moving behind you. But with the club shows, we have decided that we will play just straight to the mixing deck, so DI signal in line, so that the only thing that the sound that comes from the stage are actually the drums, and that makes the sound engineer's job a lot easier, because usually when I played with tube amps or everything, every guitarist, I guess, know the situation that, hey, please turn your guitar down, it's way too loud, so now we don't have that problem. But this is cool. You can use this with cabinets as well, and direct eye. So there's a cabinet simulator there. I don't even know what kind of cabinet simulates. I guess it's based on Celestial Vintage 30s. I really like the response, and the EQ section, it works fully only with when you're playing, like using this as a real amp, so when you're connected to the speakers. But I found that it actually works with the DI as well, so it's not significant, but there's a little change. So there's it's like an old Marshall, you can turn the knobs whatever you want. It basically sounds the same, but it does affects a little. So I have to dial in just a little bit bass boost, just a little bit, mids down, and treble 11. So it affects a little when you're playing with the DI sound, but just a little, but just a hair. So and the signal goes to my really old Behringer mixer, and from there to these Genelec speakers. Alright, so then what I used on the Nosturi show, and what I used on my videos is this New Neighbor Iconoclast stereo parametric speaker emulator. Well, it's basically like well, as it says, so you can dial in different kind of sounds like low, mid, high, but they are not exactly like, you know, you would have low, mid and high like in a distortion pedal. That's the low, it's like it kind of mimics the speaker type. So when it's, you know, down here it's like, you know, 1/12 when it increases, you know, and when it's fully clockwise it's like 4/12. And I actually have it pretty low, so I guess I'm kind of, how it said, like maybe 2/12 cabinet. And the mid range, I guess it affects how the speakers, different speakers would react and stuff. So, but anyway, it sounds really good to my ear. And you can also, there's a USB port, and when you connect your laptop you can dial in a bit more. So I kind of dial in the software like a little bit power damping, power compressoring, so it kind of mimics the, when you're driving the speaker really hard, that thump sound. So I really like these both. Only disadvantage with this is that this is not an amplifier. This is only a speaker simulator. So I can't, you know, use this if I wanna use with a real cabinet. But with this I can. So these are the gear that I use live with Cyhra as well. So you know, well, on the first show I used this new number, like I told you, because I just got this just, you know, before the show, so I didn't have time to get used to it and tweak it out. But those are the two that I will play with, and maybe we'll try some torpedo stuff too. But at least now I'm really satisfied with these two. So I mean, you know, I guess it's up to my guitar tech and our monitor guy Julien to, you know, decide which works best for which venue. And if it's a large, you know, outdoor venue stage, then I probably use this and with the, you know, 4x12 cabinet, you know, on side of the stage, just to give that, you know, thump, and you know it's easier to control, you know, get feedback and stuff. But anyways, those are the ones that I've used. A little bit different sounding, but I like them both, and this is really good. I mean, I tried with this with the 4x12 cabinet, and it's like, god damn, wow! It sounds and feels like real tube amp, which is incredible. It's that size. So and like I said, all the sounds are coming from my pedal board. So this is just a clean sound, and the basic of my sound is the Friedman, which is in Cyhra it's always on. If I do a clean sound, I just lower the volume, because that's the Friedman BOD is basically my preamp, and then the overdrive is the icing on the cake. Okay, then move on. Because I recorded the Cyhra's my guitar parts here at my home studio, and how I did that? Well, here is my 11 rack, Pro Tools 11 rack, and I used that. So I have, like, you know, here is like I don't know what's called, model or whatever, JCM 800 amp with similar 4x12 cabinet, 82 lead Henry cabinet amplifier, so JCM 800, and then with a 4x12 classic 30 vintage 30 cabinet, and oh, the gain is really high now. Let's take it that. And the dynamic 421, I guess it's a Sennheiser, and sometimes I use this dynamic 7 microphone. Anyways, as you can see, I mean it's digital. It's digital is digital. I prefer real pedals, real analog pedals, real analog stuff when playing live. But when recording, I mean, I recorded everything here. Here is actually Black My, Rise Like a Phoenix was a working title, but I guess it's Black Wings. So I recorded like, here is my let's listen to my guitars. So that's like the sound I used. I recorded and as a monitor to me when I played, which was. It was basically this, and then I also recorded a clean signal, because with this you can choose whether you record you can record both the signal that has all the amplifier modes and stuff, and I have the green two screamer thing here. And you can choose that it bypasses them and records only a DI signal, which I recorded also, which sounds like. So Jacob Hansen, he used my DI signal to reamp the guitar. He said that it's the 11 sound was pretty okay, but I mean it's not Kemper, it's not XFX. It's really good for demoing and playing live. But when you're recording an actual album, I don't think it's that good. I mean, I prefer real amps or Kemper. I mean, the last couple of Shining albums I recorded with Kemper, and that sounds like a real amp to me. And the solo here, if you look at it, and then the line, you can listen. Actually, it's it isn't totally clean, because I used my real MXR GTOD, which is kind of like tube screamer, to boost the solos. So all the rhythms are the signal is like totally clean, but on the solos I use my overdrive. So that's how I record it, and the software is Pro Tools. So yeah, that's how I record here. I mean, I've done recordings that the sound guy, the producer has used my sound, which like this sound, what's coming from, because it actually is pretty good. But there's a little bit, I guess, digital, that kind of thing. So it's not, like I told you, it's not as good as a Kemper or XFX. But really good, works for me. And Jacob Hansen reamped my signal. I believe he used PV5150 and Engel Powerball, I guess, and he did the same with Jesper. Jesper recorded his guitars in Gothenburg, and he also recorded a signal. You know, he used real 5150 with a cabinet and mic, and then he used a DI signal. But I guess Jacob Hansen reamed both of our guitars to just suit better to the mix, to have the right frequencies, and you know, dial in a bit maybe different sound for me than to Jesper or closer, because my sound is like quite a lot of mid range, and you know, it's kind of Marshall, so we both sound more, I don't know. Well, you know, the album to me it sounds really great, and you know, Jacob Hansen just said to me, hey, is it, I just reamped them, and I said, yeah, whatever, that's cool. I mean, I don't care how you do it and how you achieve your, I just care the end results, which I think sounds really good. And all the delays and everything were added in the mix. I used on some parts, I used my flangers, my colors, my phasers here, and I guess on some parts my delay, if I wanted, I had in mind that I really like this delay to be recorded here, because it's a different kind of thing, so then I recorded the delay. But most of the stuff I just played, and the recorded signal was like this. Really clean. Alright, yeah, one thing, and what I've been using for my videos, I just put here Euge cab only, so it bypasses the amp section. It's just a cab, and then I hit my Friedman and my overdrive. So I used that too. So there's a lot of options, but I prefer to use these real amps. I mean, it's the mid range is like nasty. It's not that. I mean, this kind of sounds like boomy and boo, yeah, it's cool. But in the band contest, you really gotta have the mid range. And this is really tight the low end. Alright, yeah, that's my home studio, and like I said, more of my pedal board. I have done a video where I go through that and the sounds. So I hope you find this informative and interesting, and stay tuned for more videos, and please subscribe and follow also Cyhra's YouTube channel, because I will be posting how to play Cyhra videos there in the near future, and as also Alex will do some drum things, and Peter hopefully will do some how to play videos with bass, and I try my best that to get Jesper to do a few videos too, maybe together with me. Alright, stay tuned, and thanks, take care, bye!